We actually have gotten the car back from the muffler shop. If you look real close, if Norm could get up there and show the car is on the ground, am I right? The LS2 conversion's on the ground, and what I'm doing, I am hooking up the gas. Alright, this is our gas filler that we have to hook up so we can put gas in the car. Once we do that, we'll get some gas in it. Now, what we did, we just got it back. Did I say if we got it back from the muffler shop?
Yes, you did.
Okay, let me have the camera, Norm, so I can show them this exhaust on this. Thank you, Norm. Thank you very much, Norm. You're a good guy. Okay.
Maybe I better take my Bluetooth out. Let me take my Bluetooth out because everybody thinks I'm a douche because I drive around with my Bluetooth in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Norm. Anything else you want to say before I move the camera back?
No, go ahead and show everybody what we're doing.
So if we look under the car, you can see that it's got the dual exhaust. There's one pipe there. We got the other one over here dumping out right there. The owner went ahead and decided to do it that way. He doesn't know how he wants the exhaust yet, so I told him, look, let's just dump it out the rear end and go from there. And if you look close, you can see it's got the dual MagnaFlow. Is that what he got? MagnaFlow mufflers, dual exhaust with a crossover pipe. That's very important. Whenever you get dual exhaust, especially on a fuel injection engine like this, you want to get that crossover pipe put in. Now, this one's welded in. They also make them where they are bolted in, and then there's also another pipe called a Z pipe, an X pipe. Have you ever heard of an X pipe, Norm?
I have.
Okay, so this does the same thing as an X pipe. Don't let anybody fool you or tell you different, and it works very, very well. But the exhaust came out really nice. I'm happy with it. And the next thing we need to do is we need to get some gas in the car. So what I'm doing is I'm hooking up the neck filler tube. And then once we hook that up, I think we'll be ready. You know, we got a problem here, dude. How am I going to get this fucker on here, this hose clamp? Look at this shit. Let's see. Okay, can I tighten it right? Okay, I might be able to tighten it from there. All right. So when you get these gas tanks, see, they come with these. You see what we got here?
Yep, it's going to be really tight.
Yeah, and it's a real tight situation where, you don't know what's going on, bud. So I'm going to go ahead and put this clamp right here. And the way I'm going to put it on is I'm going to use my air ratchet, because that's going to be the faster way of the two. And the other way would be with a screwdriver or a nut driver. Now, the good thing about having the fuel injection is you don't need to have a vented gas tank because it has a return line on the fuel pump. Now, some fuel systems have two fuel lines. One returns back to the tank while the other one goes through the fuel filter. This system has a return line on the fuel filter and does not require any ventilation towards the tank at all. Did you know that, Norm?
Yeah, and it's a really good thing on these because with where they put these gas filler caps, it's always a bitch to fill them up because they always spill everywhere.
Okay, I can't fucking see this here, but
you're on it.
Okay, am I on it here? Motherfucking bitch! Okay, watch out, Norm. You're in my way there.
I'm not in your way, Pete.
You're in my fucking way, and I'm trying to crawl around on this dirty floor. And just so happens this thing pulls in, right? Okay, so we are now ready to pour the gas in the car and hopefully get this baby running. Now, we've been working on this for a while. It's been at my shop now for what? At least 2 years.
At least as long as I can remember.
I think, you know what? Isn't Easter this weekend?
Yes.
It's been here exactly 2 years, Easter weekend. So it's taken us exactly 2 years to start this project and to finish it. You didn't realize that, did you, Norm?
Nope. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Now, once we put the gas in and we get 5 gallons of gas going, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just put water in the radiator. We're not going to put antifreeze in yet because we don't want to put antifreeze in there and then there might be a leak somewhere and it leaks out, and that was a waste of antifreeze because antifreeze is pretty expensive these days. Am I right?
Yes, it is. And we don't want it to be like that 32 Ford where we wasted about 5 gallons of antifreeze in that piece of junk.
Now, the only thing that I can suggest that would make this car not start is this engine's been sitting around for approximately 4 years and the fuel injectors are clogged. So if that's the case, we'll have to take the fuel injectors out and go have them cleaned out and put them back in. But we're going to go ahead and try to start it anyway. After 2 years of working on this, I'm pretty excited to see if it's going to run. I don't think we're going to have a problem with the fuel injectors. Being a newer version of fuel injection, it's highly unlikely that they would be. Does that make sense, Norm?
Yeah, it just depends on the gas.
Because the technology these days, I mean, you know, it's really good. So, all right, let's get that on there. Like that. Let's get up in the front and see what we got. So this is basically truth or consequences here. We're going to see if all this hard work paid off with our LS2 conversion and our 1966 Chevelle. I've done a lot of extensive work to this thing, not just the motor, but also complete wire job, brake job. I mean, everything that you can imagine. If Norm could go ahead and turn that water on, we'll get water in it.
Hang on when you're ready.
Don't turn it on real high.
I won't. Ready?
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and fill this with water. Once again, we're not going to put antifreeze in it until after we find out that everything's kosher and it's running good. Now, it does have transmission fluid in it. I went ahead and bought some other transmission fluid. Okay, Norm, hold it. Turn it off.
It's off.
So, I do have extra transmission fluid because it's going to fill the training lines up. And also, the radiator cooler, because we didn't put a transmission cooler on this. We went ahead and just used the radiator as our cooler. So I'm going to hook the battery up. If Norm could go ahead and get in there. Hang on, let me open the door for Norm. Okay, what do we want to do? Listen to me, Norm. Do not turn it over. All we're going to do is turn it on a couple times to get the fuel pumped up. Okay? So that's all we're going to do right now. Just turn it over. Turn the key on.
I hear it running.
Now turn the key off. Okay, wait a second. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. Okay, I'm going to hook it back up. All right, turn the key on again. Did you hear it?
Yep, it says please set fuel setting.
Okay, forget all that.
Alright.
I don't care about the digital gauges. What I want you to do is turn the key off one more time.
Alright.
And I'm going to get up under there and investigate the fuel system. We're going to see if it's got any leaks. So now's the time we need to get up under the car. We're going to check our fuel lines and our fuel filter to make sure that nothing is leaking and everything is working properly. So here's our fuel filter system right here. Everything looks nice and tight. I don't see no leaks. If we look to the back of the vehicle, there's no leaks on the ground down there. And in the front of the vehicle, it looks just as good. All right, I think our fuel system is now full. We're gonna go ahead and turn this baby over. We got our brand new exhaust with our O2 sensors on. Everything's hooked up. Let's cross our fingers as we try to start it and see if it runs. Once again, this is a big situation for my friend Pete. I got butterflies in my stomach. A lot of work. This is the extreme right here. It's going to tell us if all our hard work paid off. All right, Norm, turn it over. Hold it. I smell some gas. I smell old gas.
I do too.
Can you smell that?
I can smell it, it's old.
Okay, what I want you to do is pump it a few times. Okay, I know that's not doing anything, but when you turn it over, pump it. That'll give it the airflow mixture we need to possibly get started. Go. Okay, I'm smelling the old gas. It's coming from the fuel injectors, of course, and I don't think it's going to start. I don't think about changing the plugs out in this.
Get them all but the one by the steering column.
Really?
Yeah, that was a bitch, but you can get it because, you know, you're underneath that big old booster and stuff.
Yeah, it smells like old gas. Smell it.
Oh yeah, but that one was firing. It had a little bit of. You can smell a little.
You don't think we ought to replace those?
We probably should, but I think we ought to get it running first.
I think we're gonna go get ahead and get some new plugs. I think what we ought to do is take all the plugs out and blow the motor over, kind of shoot that old gas out of there.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and replace the plugs. We're going to put brand new plugs in it, and then we're going to come back and try to start it again. All right, we're going to go ahead and try to start the thing one more time before we go to the store and get spark plug wires. I'm thinking that the fuel pressure isn't built up all the way, and we got a couple clogged fuel injectors. And I think once we get started, it should clear itself up. So let's go ahead and try it one more time before we go get spark plugs and all this other shit that we possibly don't need. Give it a little gas, dude. All right, what you're looking at right here, this is where our fuel pump is. If you go back into the first videos that I made about this little venture, I show you how to make this access door to get to your fuel pump. And this is a good situation that says I'm glad I did that, because what we're going to do is we're going to hot wire that fuel pump using our battery so we can get that fuel pump working, and it'll circulate that fuel throughout the system. We're going to leave that running for about 5 to 10 minutes, and what that's going to do, that's going to circulate the new fuel in and hopefully pull the old fuel out. What we're trying to do is we're trying to eliminate the possibility of having to buy new fuel injectors and cleaning the fuel rail. So what we'll do is we'll cut this off. I got a clip down there, an alligator clip, and then we're going to hook this to the positive side of the battery. And once again, what this will do, this will turn the fuel pump on, which will in turn circulate the fuel throughout the system and hopefully make everything work like it's supposed to. I also found out I pulled all the plugs off of the motor, and I also found out that all the plugs were filthy dirty, so we got a brand new set of plugs coming. And I will tell you this, I was very shocked of how much the plugs cost. $67 for a set of plugs for this thing. $7.85 or some shit like that. It's just atrocious, it's ridiculous for a spark plug. Let's go ahead and get that on there. And then we'll go up there to the motor and see what it's doing. And before we go up there, you can see basically what's going on here. There's our fuel pump with our fuel lines. This is an in-tank fuel pump. It's running approximately 125 PSI, and it should be able to push all that gas, the old gas, new gas, this, that, and the other. I got it wired up to a battery right here. I'm overriding it, and it is now pumping the gas back to the motor and back into the tank. So hopefully this will clean our system out. It will run the fuel back all the way through and around, and everything should work out properly. If we look right here, these are the plugs. I pulled all the plugs out. We're going to go ahead and put brand new plugs in it. I'm also going to go ahead and squirt some Mystery Marvel oil into the spark plug holes to lubricate the top of the pistons up to get this thing to run. So we'll be back. This is going to take a little while, and I think we're going to get it running. I think the situation is that we are screwed up on the fuel system right now, but I'm really excited about this. It's been a long, stressful job, and I want to see this thing run. I'm excited once again, and we'll be back with the 66 Chevelle LS2 motor conversion. All right, our fuel pump's been running for approximately 13 minutes. I think that's more than long enough What we'll do now, we'll go ahead and disconnect that off of the battery. There we go. And the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace our plugs. We're going to add some Marvel Mister Oil. We're still waiting on the plugs to get here. They haven't showed up yet. And then once those get here and they show up, we are going to go ahead and attempt to start this engine one more time. And hopefully, from what we just did, by regulating the fuel through the system, it cleared the injectors out enough to get this started. Once this thing gets started and it gets warmed up, it should go ahead and clear itself out, and we should be all right. If that doesn't work, the next thing that we're going to have to do is take the whole fuel rail off and the fuel injectors, and possibly either get them cleaned out or replace them and have the rail cleaned out as well. So it's just a matter of elimination on the situation that we have now, and actually waiting around for Napa to get here so we can get this fucking thing together and get her down the road. All right, we got all the spark plugs in. We have ran our gas for approximately 15 minutes or so, somewhere in that area. Let's go ahead and turn it over, see if this thing's gonna run. I'm thinking it might not run because this engine has been sitting for a very, very long time. It's been sitting for over 4 years. And I can still smell the aroma of varnished gas. So we're gonna try to start it and see what happens. Hopefully it'll clear itself out, I don't know, but it's worth a shot before we have to go spending about $300 for fuel injectors. So I'm gonna reach in here, turn the key on. I hear the gas pump, there it goes. Let's see what happens. Not gonna work. Not gonna run. Okay, we're not gonna waste our time and burn up the starter and the battery and everything else here. We're just gonna go ahead and order the fuel injectors and be done with it. This is a situation that says you can mess around with this thing for hours and hours and hours, days in, days out, and all that. I want to get it done. I'm tired of dicking with it. It's a fucking done deal here. Let's get the parts we need. Let's get the motherfucker done so we can get it out of my fucking shop, bitch!
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know